Good morning, Flosstube. It is Thursday, the 29th of September. I am coming to you here on this bright sunny day. Have lots to tell you today, so we'll dive straight in. I have a giant finish. Yeah. I'm so excited. Kind of sad because it's finished, but you know, it's a big whip that's done. I started this on the 15th of September last year, 2015, and I worked on it for 76 stitchy days, so that's quite good. So there we are, giant Harry Potter. There's a few changes, some were intentional, some were not. I can't remember all the changes, but I'll show you. I was going to make it into a wall hanging because of the cost of framing and stuff. It's going to be such a large frame. I'm a bit worried about it getting dusty, but it's on white Ada and all the threads are DMC, so it can be washed, but hubby seems to think he can make me a frame, so we'll see. So there we go, stand up and show you. So on these banners they had the little whatchamacallits at the top, didn't they, for the houses. I didn't put those in because I didn't like those. And for anybody that's doing this, I know quite a few of you are doing this and you're hating those banners, push through, because once you get past those banners it is such a lot of fun to stitch. I switched out the metallic. I didn't use any metallic in this at all. So I'll roll it as I go, be a bit easier. So there's the chest set for Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets. Dob is so cute, he was fun to stitch. The Death Eaters, the Professors, and the Weasleys. The Weasleys are wrong, I don't know how, but they've got an extra line in their bobble hats. I couldn't figure out, I counted and I can't figure out why that's wrong, but there's the Marauders map. Goblet of Fire, so there's the Maze, the little Grindylow, Cedric, Fleur, Crumb. There's that horrible old hag, Dolores. Some of the things I couldn't tell, it took me a while to figure out what they were. But there's the Weasley family, they were really fun to stitch. They look ace. Ginny's hair doesn't look very ginger. So I couldn't figure out what they were. So these sort of symbols are from the Half-Blood Prince. I'm not sure if they're the pile of books that they were fighting over in the cupboard. And I did think that was the Truth Serum, Veritaserum, but I think it's Liquid Luck, Felix Felicis. That's the Cursed Necklace, the door in the Ministry of Magic, that's the Love Potion. Then we've got the Death Eaters there, and the line of Horcruxes. So yeah, that is done. So much fun, and it looks so good finished. So that's quite a big whip that's sort of out of the way. Well, not really out of the way because it was really fun, but it's, you know, it's a big whip out of my pile that's sort of taken up time. But that's I love that. Brilliant. So I'm really chuffed that's done. The other thing I worked on for the Stitch Mania the Stitch Along with Stitch Mania, the World of Pure Imagination, was Big Red Ship. So I sort of alternated between the two, but when I got quite close to the finishing the giant Harry Potter, I used that as a focus for a finish for the month, and then got Big Red Ship back out as well. So I'll show you what I've done on that. So I finished page 2 then started the banner across the top on page 3 this week. This is so lovely to stitch because you're stitching along and then another little symbol comes up and all the little patterns are just, I think that there is the top of the ship mast. But I love it, absolutely love it. And this, like, once you have been stitching these sort of repetitive patterns for a while, you don't need to keep looking at the chart because you just know what it's going to be. So, and there's quite a few people stitching that, and I think every single one is using a different colour. It looks absolutely fab. It's brilliant. I love seeing everybody's. That's 16 pages on that, but I can't see me tiring of stitching it because every page is just, there's just so much on each page. So that is that. The other stitch along is in cross stitch finish line, and that started on the 23rd of September and it runs to December something or other, and that's the autumn equinox. So I had a new start for this, and I started that autumn harvest, it's called. It's beautiful. And that's from Cross Stitch Gold issue 131. So that's that. Haven't done loads on that yet, but I'm liking the start. So that's what I've got done so far. Oh, that's better. So just starting the border of acorns and leaves down the side and a few words. I think it's going to be smaller than I thought. I've put it on this size. I think it's only going to come to sort of there. So, and that's stitched on 18 count Rustico Ada, which is a cut off from Big Red Ship because I ordered quite a big piece for that. So, and there's beads on the autumn harvest. So my first experience with beading was on the Mirabilia, and I wasn't. It was okay, but so I'm looking forward to having another go at that. So that one runs until December, so I'll just keep getting that back out, in and out. And then September the 24th in Stitch Mania was Colour a Day, and it was Orange Crush. So I'm working on Heart and Home, which is a gift for my mum. And that is from the July 2016 issue. This is nice, it's really bright colours. So I worked on the orange flower at the bottom. So that's coming along nicely. Again, that's coming out for various stitch alongs and things. And then has there been another? Oh, the 26th in Cross Stitch Finish Line was Now I Know My ABC, and it was the letter D, and I did the spell Reducto on Giant Harry Potter. I think there was another weekend rush. There was a weekend rush last weekend in Cross Stitch Finish Line. And I worked on Ex Machina, and I'm also working on that this week for the weekly rush. And this has been out all month. I've just sort of stitched. So that's her. So she is coming along swimmingly. So I've finished that page, and then I've been working on this page for the 2 weekend rushes, and then I think I've done 2 rows of blocks of 10 so far for the weekly rush, so I think I started about here, and I've just got that row that I started, and then the bottom row, which I'm hoping to finish today and tomorrow. And that is for the weekly rush. So she's coming along beautifully, and what I'm really pleased about is next month in Stitch Mania is the monthly stitch along is Baps and Smalls, We Love Them All, and this is my biggest project in regards to size, stitch count, so I'm keeping her back out for the next month. I was going to swap to Old World Map, but I'm keeping her back out, so that means her beautiful face is going to appear next month. So that is very exciting. I love working on her so much, especially now because I work. There's still lots of browns. Yeah, I'm still calling it my 50 Shades of Poo, but because there's so much detail coming now, it's making me want to stitch more and more and more. So she's staying out for another month. I think that's all I worked on. Yes, it is. So, oh, I made some more project bags. So I've got loads of fabric, and I've just got loads. So I thought I can't keep hoarding it. You know, I've got to make something, and because I'm doing Year of Starts next year, I need some more project bags. So this was the first one I made. The little Russian dolls, and I made this. I've put the magnetic, and that's polka dot inside. I've made these with a small flap because what I had was fat quarters, and they're just not quite long enough to fold and make a proper envelope, and I wanted them A4 size so that I can fit, you know, fit a magazine or an A4 chart in with my fabric and thread. So that's why they've only got a small flap, but that's really nice. There's that one, and I love this one. There's that one. So that one's lined with really bright purple, and they're perfect for, so you can fit that in. I can fit my 10-inch hoop in there, and I can fit my smaller Q-snap and my threads, so that's why they're that size. And I wanted to use the fat quarters that I've got, so that's why they're that size. And then this one I specifically made for a specific item, and that's just like brown polka dot inside. So it's French, and the reason I made this one, I was watching the lovely Gem Stitch on Saturday night. I was watching her latest update. A lot of you probably watch her because she's been, I've watched her since she made her first video. I've always loved her videos. She's been stitching what she calls the Bethany sampler, and it's a French pattern, and it's an alphabet pattern, and she's chosen the letters to make the name Bethany. She's stitching for a gift, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It is so gorgeous, and she's finished it and she showed it, and then she showed another pattern that she bought from the same company. And this is the first time I've ever done this. I look at all what you stitch and I think, oh, it's gorgeous, yeah, I'd really like that, I'd love that, and I possibly buy it at a later date. But this one, I had to pause her video in the middle of watching it and go to the website and order it. And I was unsure what sort of stitches were on it, whether it was just cross stitch or if there were a lot of fractionals, because I'm not very good at doing those. And bless her, I asked her a question. I mean, this is gone midnight, and she replied straight away, bless her. So thank you, Gem. I ordered it. It came all the way from France. This is the most I've paid for a chart, but I'm going to have so much use out of it because it's an alphabet. I can use it for all sorts. So I'm going to make a piece for my sewing room, and then I'm going to use it for all sorts of different things. So it's from Les Brodeus Parisiennes. I haven't said that right, so I'm going to post a link. And it's the alphabet. And it's all sewing themed. And there's a couple of little extras at the bottom. I just absolutely love it. And like I say, it's not very often I just buy something straight away like that, but this just, there's little pin-up ladies. It's just so beautiful, and it's me. It's just so me. It's everything on there I love. So I'm going to aim to make something over the years and try and use every single letter. I've got some fabric, and there's a list of thread colours as well, but I mean you can use whatever. So I absolutely love it. So yeah, postage was a little bit, I think it was €17 to post from France, and then I thought, well, I don't know what that is that about £13? 13, £14. But it's coming all the way from France, and I've got, like, this is forever now. I can use this for anything. And so it's from the vintage collection, and it's ABC, and it's called Audrey, the chart. But like I say, I will link the website below. But like this, they email all the time with updates. They send tracking information, and like I ordered this just after midnight on Saturday. It's Thursday today and it's here. So how about that for service? So that, after I ordered that, I got up Sunday morning and made that. So I've bought a couple of magazines. This is a very exciting video, isn't it? I bought, do them in order. I bought Cross Stitcher September 2016, and I've kitted up one in here. I'll just show you. This basket is my Year of Starts. So I'm not going to show it yet because I've got a couple more things to put in, just a couple of missing threads. But out of this one, if anybody wants me to do a full flip through, just sort of say, because there's quite a few charts in there. But I am doing, and I've kitted this up ready, is that one. I think that's so cute. So in front of me in my sewing room on this wall that you can't see is just a whole white wall. So it needs a lot of stuff hanging up there. There's a couple of others in here. There's normally in the Cross Stitcher mag, there's only one, maybe two charts that I like to stitch, whereas the Cross Stitch Gold there's usually 3 or 4. So I only buy this one. I subscribe to Cross Stitch Gold, but I only buy this one if I sort of go to the newsagents and look and see. And then the other one I bought was October 2016. And I've kitted up. Do you know, it's really weird because I saw this chart. I don't know where, I think it was Facebook. I thought, oh my god, I need to stitch that for my sewing room door. And then I bought the magazine and it was in there. So that's that. Do Not Disturb, Stitcher at Work. And that's all kitted up ready. That's going to be one of my Year of Starts. I'm going to do a video soon and show you all my Year of Starts, but the next video I do after this one, which will probably be in a couple of weeks, will be to show you all my plans for the election stitch along, which starts on the 25th of October. Oh, I don't want to show you the chart. And that goes on, oh, I can't remember how many days. So it starts the 25th of October and it goes into the something of November. And I've got all my whips and things written down and ready for that. So my next video I'll go through and show you my plans. So there's that one in there as well, and I've kitted up, which is quite nice. Again, if you want me to do a flip through of the whole of these two, just let me know down below and I will do that. So my goals, is that it? My goals for October, oh, let me tell you the stitch alongs. So the 1st of October, the monthly one, is the Baps and Smalls, so that will be Ex Machina. Cross stitch finish line the 7th to the 9th and the 21st to the 23rd are the weekend rush, so that will be Ex Machina. They're really good because I normally get loads done. And then the 1st of October in Cross Stitch It's Fun is an ink circle stitch along, so I'll be stitching on Big Red Ship for that. And I don't know how long that's for, actually. I don't know if it's a one day. They don't put end dates sometimes. And then the 24th to the 28th is another weekly rush for those that can't sort of stitch all weekend. Molly and Joe have done a weekly rush, so Ex Machina will get a lot of work in October. I'm excited for November as well because I've got a couple of new starts for that. So my goals are I want to have a focus for a finish, and I think that's going to be the Heart and Home, the little pink house. I'm gonna focus for a finish in October on that because that is going to be a gift for my mum. And also, and then just work on everything else sort of as and when. I'm quite enjoying not having a strict rotation, but knowing what I'm going to work on for the month. It's Tracy P's birthday in October, and she set up a Facebook group to celebrate her birthday, and there's a free download of this pattern from the Primitive Hair Sister Stitcher, and it's sort of a bit of a stitch along. Everyone stitches it, and it's just sort of a bit of fun. So that's ready to go. I've got my fabric and threads for that, so I might do that this weekend and knock that out. I don't think that will take very long. And there's another it's not really a stitch along, but well, I suppose it is a stitch along and a challenge, and Stephanie has set this up, Miss Oh So Crafty on Flosstube. I'll link all the people I've mentioned, I'll link below, and the groups and things. Stephanie's set up a Stitch from Stash 2017, and it starts on the 1st of January and runs through to the 30th of June. So it's Stitch from Stash 2017A, because I think if it's successful and it works okay, she might do a B to run from June to December. But she's listed all the rules and all the info on the group, so I'll link that, and then if you want to do that, you can request to join. You set your own monthly budget between $0 and $25 per month. I've set mine at £15 per month, which is mainly for sort of threads that you run out of, things like that, or well, anything really. There's a spreadsheet, so your name is on there with your monthly budget, and then you sort of check in every month. Well, you can check in whenever you like, but you check in every month with if you've spent or not spent, whether you're still in credit or in the black or in the red, and your credit carries over. So if you don't spend anything in January, February, technically you've got, well, I would have £30 to spend. So there's a stitching show that I go to sort of, sometimes it's February, sometimes it's March, and I am going to save most of my budget for that. But I've got to be careful, because if I do run out of floss, I don't want to go over budget. And I think finishes count to, so you get so much for a finish, so much for a big page finish on a Haid, and they count and can be added to your budget. But I mean, if you're interested, it's really, really good. If you sort of, you know, if you've got tons of whips, whatnot, you want to sort of curb your spending, go and check out this group and join. But everything's written and explained properly. I'm probably not explaining it properly, but it's all listed, properly explained, lovely group of stitchers in there as well. Well, there's lovely groups of stitchers everywhere, isn't there? So yeah, go check that out. That would be fun. And I was going to try and do a stitch from stash next year anyway. So, and I've got my year of starts. So really, I've probably got 2 years worth of stitching I could technically do without doing anything else, without buying anything. So yes, I think that's it. That's gone through my plans, gone through my excitement. So I think that is it. So I'm going to come back to you in a couple of weeks and show you all my plans for the election stitch along challenge, which is in Stitch Mania. I will link all the Facebook groups I've mentioned. I will link all the Flosstubers I've mentioned. So yeah, that is it, I think. Humongous thank you to everybody that is commenting and leaving such lovely comments and subscribing and following, and I'm loving Flosstube. I've got my watch later list quite down. I'm trying to watch them as they're uploaded. I'm trying to watch those, and I think my watch later list is down to like 15. So I've commented on quite a few. Sometimes I'll stitch and just leave them on autoplay, so they'll just run through, so I don't comment then. But if I try and start from the bottom of my watch later list, and then it stops, doesn't it? So you know you have to comment. But they're all fab, your videos, so keep them coming. You're such a wonderful bunch. Proper stitchy friends. So enjoy September. I hope you will get lots of stitching done, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.